and welcome back to the LV Home Experts Radio Show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I wanted to welcome the gurus of all gurus when it comes to financing. The guru himself, Dan French.
What's going on, everybody?
What up, what up, what up?
You took the comments down, huh?
No, I didn't. I just forgot to do the pop-up chats on the comments. I'm going to throw this up on here.
What's going on?
What's up, everybody? Thanks for all the shout-outs and all that stuff.
Big shout.
Big shout-out. That is right. I don't know why. You so crooked right now, Dan. What's going on,
man?
Do I gotta adjust
what's wrong with my camera?
No, yeah, it's a camera. I gotta make the adjustments. Hold tight.
Stand tall. Just gotta move it over just there. You go. Centered up.
Okay. Here we go. Back in business.
Back in the grind.
Last week, Saturday, there's a lot of comments on YouTube. They're like, what happened to the Saturday show? Well, got some bad news, folks. You want to break it to them?
It's not my show.
Break it to them.
You can break it down to him.
We got something good.
Chuck is saying that the show is nixed.
It's canceled. It's done.
It's canceled.
And the reason why we have to cancel that show is because we have so much going on. We're so busy. I would, would love to continue that, show, Vegas Connection, but, it's just, we're so busy. I mean, it is what it is. But the good news is that the most important thing is that we're holding on to this show, LV Home Experts Radio Show, right? Because this is important. You got to know what's going on with the housing market.
Yeah.
And it is unbelievable. Crazy right now.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable this whole year, though.
Yeah, it's like
it's pretty nuts.
It's a whole different market. I can't believe what the hell is going on.
It's pretty just nothing seems like it moves so fast. Like there's nothing that's like you got time to think.
Yeah.
You got time to do it now, or else you're out of luck.
Basically, I have a cash buyer. Home was at 305. We submitted at 345,000. Total of 56 offers on the property.
Wow.
We got it accepted. But what I noticed is, man, all these buyers from California, they're parking their money somewhere, and it's here. And what sucks is, like, dude, if you live here, you're out of the market, dude.
If you live here? Pretty much.
I mean, the median price point for a home, average household income here in Vegas is not that much. You're pretty much priced out, man. I got a young guy right now, young gentleman, right, getting out of the police force, right? We're at, what, 275, 285, something like that?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a tough market, dude. Like, you write multiple offers. There's so many offers. It's just crazy right now.
You got to be flexible, right?
And look, I'm going to tell you this, okay? Straight up, if you don't have money to come over the appraised value, you shouldn't even buy a home right now. If you're asking for a closing cost, you're not even in the market. That's just the bottom line.
So you're saying if somebody comes in and they got money for closing costs too,
yeah,
you already got to be.
You're not getting a home, dude. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
These people are out of their mind, man. They literally out of their mind.
Yeah, that's the
These
kind of
sellers
market
need to be put in check. I'm serious. I can't deal with this no more. I'm over this whole seller's market.
I mean, I'm just baffled right now.
I'm just saying because you got to realize, man, some people are just trying to pull as much money as they can,
and they're gonna get it.
Well, but what if they don't have the extra 5 or 10 or 20 or whatever it is? What is this number that comes in?
I'm gonna tell you this. Even though if you even have $5,000, all right, you can pay your own closing costs. You ain't asking for nothing. You're writing a clean contract. $5,000 ain't even gonna cut it, dude. You're done.
Wow.
The lower on the price that you go, right? 500 and 1,000 and below, you're still gonna have challenges. It gets even worse.
So you write an offer, you got, 6, 7 people that already made an offer on his house.
I don't even write an offer. I'm like, dude, we're wasting time. If you ain't got the money to come up.
No. They got the money. So you're saying every other offer, though, on that house is the same. They're
Pretty
all
much.
going way above.
Yeah.
So what is the deciding factor if somebody's going to accept an offer? Then?
Somebody's asking me now. I'm going to say, look, man, if you ain't got $15,000 to pay above the appraised value, we're wasting time.
These sellers, man.
What do you do?
I don't know, man. I guess you gotta bite the bullet, but that's crazy because think about it. I mean, what if you're offering 10 above, somebody's offering 15? Is it now like you're kind of going against other offers where, oh, you did 15, I'll do 20, I'll do 25, I'll do 30. This is out of control.
In a market like this, cash is now king.
This is
because there's no appraisal.
Man.
Sorry.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to do. I'm like baffled. I mean, I've got a couple deals done, but I had to literally pull some strings. And it's coming down to you got to know somebody.
You had to get the knee pads out again?
It is what it is. That's the only way to get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Or you got to know somebody to know somebody to know somebody?
Exactly.
Especially if it's a new build.
Yeah. Like, I'm having my own agents contact me. Hey, man, do you know the salesperson? Yes. Can you put in a good word? Send out a text. Hey, man, my agent just sent over an offer. All right, boom. Let's get it handled.
So what happens, man? You get the offer out. Everything's good. Then what? I mean, it's like you just sit and wait, or are you constantly hitting that selling agent up? Like, hey, I put an offer in. What's going on? Or do you just, like, how does that process work?
Well, if you keep doing that, you're going to piss them off, first of all.
Yeah.
The best way to do it now is just look at the MLS sheet, right? And the MLS sheet gives you the breakdown of how to write the offer, so you kind of have a general idea, right?
Yeah.
Because it kind of explains how to show the property, when to show it, the type of financing they are accepting, right? It also indicates if there's multiple offers on it, right? Sometimes the agent will explain that they need to do a lease back, right? Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to write up an offer based upon what the seller really wants. So especially if they want a lease back and you're willing to lease it back to them, you're going to have a better chance.
Explain how that gets set up. Maybe people don't know what that is. I just...
So when it comes to a lease back, so you write up an offer, whatever the terms and agreements is at that time, but then you would have an addendum or a side agreement that at the end of the day, once we close on this deal, I will give you back the property. You can stay in it for another 30, 60 days, right? But I'm going to charge you a fee. Mm-hmm. But you should have enough of a fee that actually covers your mortgage. So keep that in mind.
This is obviously only on existing homes.
Yes. So if you're financing, right, get with your lender, figure out exactly what your monthly payment's going to be. So then you also want to hold a deposit. So this last one we did a $5,000 deposit based upon a $450,000 home loan. With their mortgage came out to like principal and interest only was like $1,400, but then you got taxes, you got insurance.
So you collected 1 month of mortgage payment.
Well, we do 2 months.
2 months.
Also, the other challenge that you have to take a look at is the type of financing that you are doing too as well. Let's just say if you're doing an FHA financing, you're going to have to probably occupy the property within 60 days, or was it 90 days? Okay. So you couldn't do it more than 60 days. Mm-hmm. So these are things that you need to know.
Right.
Okay. Because now you are breaching a contract, right?
Right.
When it comes to financing.
Yeah.
Now, if you are an FHA buyer, you're pretty much screwed.
Chuck, give some positive vibe, man.
This is positive. I'm breaking it down. Like,
man.
I'm literally just telling you how it is.
I'm going to tell you, though, still try. Like, look, don't give up. I understand what you're saying.
There's no trying at this point.
Well, but I mean...
I'm not giving up. I'm just breaking the facts. Like, hey...
No, I know.
If you want to get the process going, this is where you need to be.
I don't want people to get discouraged either. Like, oh, man, I'm a FHA buyer.
Be discouraged.
No, I'd just be hint of caution. Look at it like that.
Be discouraged. That's the serious note, because, look, at the end of the day, do you want somebody to keep banging their head on the wall and they're like, you know what? I can't get my offer accepted. I'm burnt out.
No, but I think buying a home is something that people look forward to, and it's about the experience, and especially if you're buying your first, usually FHA buyers.
I am giving you the experience. I'm breaking it down.
No, I understand, but I'm trying to explain that sometimes people don't even want to get started. And I'm just saying, like sometimes they don't want to just like, oh, the door's shut on me.
Yeah.
it's half shut. It's not.
Well,
it's not fully shut. You still got an opportunity.
The reason why I'm explaining this to you is because if you're gonna go out and get financing, at least get a conventional at 5% down versus FHA, right? At 3.5% down.
Well, I got a client right now, and but they can't qualify conventional. Okay.
Not at 5% down?
Well, no. Their credit score is too low.
Okay.
And they also don't have enough money for closing costs. Just like you said, the seller's not paying closing costs.
Mm-hmm.
Would I rather tell them to wait till you can qualify conventional and then it's a year out, but then prices of homes go up?
Then maybe right now is not a good time for you to buy. You're bought out of the market. Or the other thing that you could possibly do is go FHA loan, but then depending on how high you go, because what is the cap? 365? What, 3 something?
362, 250.
Okay. But then can you go buy a brand new home? Unfortunately, not with an FHA loan because of the median price point for a brand new home.
I mean, you're being realistic, and I get it. I get it. But to me, I don't know. It's hard because people come to me all day and they're like, dude, I want to get into a house. And sometimes it's like, well, this is the decision you have to make. It's you don't qualify conventional.
But I do got something for you that's very exciting that could actually help you out.
What's that?
You are at that 350 benchmark. Have you ever heard of off-market properties?
Off-market properties. Yes. How does that work? I thought you had to post that on the MLS.
Yeah, you have to post it on the MLS, but there's a way to, right, get those properties, right? For sale by owners. We do this all the time.
Explain.
So if you go on, I don't know if I want to give you all if I give you all the tips and techniques, you won't call me.
So just say call now.
Call now. What's that number?
I don't know.
Now, one of the things that you can do is go on Craigslist because there are for sale by owners, and you can actually deal directly with them with an agent and have your agent negotiate the deal directly through them. So that way you're not having multiple offers as well. And with the financing, especially with the FHA, because it is a little bit harder, if you just kind of find out what the seller wants, it's not always about the price. The price is a compensating factor, but it's not always the main thing that they want, okay? So that's why it's really important that you find out from the seller what are their motives as far as selling the home, other than, cashing out. Does that make sense?
If somebody brings this up, though, like, okay, for instance, you're a buyer's agent. Yeah. You're like, hey, why are you selling? They're saying, divorce.
Yeah.
Is that information that's okay?
No, it's not, because the agent has to represent the seller, right?
That makes it almost like a fire sale, because it's like, we got a divorce and we just need to get out of this. And that, to me, if somebody said that, it would be like, well, you're willing to probably take whatever you can as soon as possible instead of getting the maximum dollar. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like a fire sale, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just texting my darling right now.
Oh.
Basically, apparently she went over to the gas station and left the credit card inside the gas. So now I gotta right after the show I gotta cancel.
She did what?
You know the credit card when you pump your gas?
Yeah.
She left it inside she thinks she left it in the gas pump, or she may have dropped out of her wallet. So.
Well, hopefully somebody's a good person out there and
Yeah, hopefully somebody's a good person out there will go ahead and fill up their gas.
And then give the card back.
Yeah, then give the card back. And
I found his card, but I did get a full tank.
Yeah.
Tell him I said thank you.
Also, if you do pump gas, courtesy on me, okay, and Dan as well, if you need financing or need a realtor to buy a house, give us a call.
You get a gas card.
Yeah. We give you a gas card. Unlimited.
Chuck's gas card.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be bad if you found that? And let's say you were one of those people that did deliver it, but like I said, what happened? But instead of buying just the regular gas, you bought the premium.
Yeah, the 91.
Yeah,
well, you should get the premium.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. But what if somebody's like, hey, you know what? It's free money almost for a second, and then I'll return it. Would you get the premium, or would you just get the regular at that point?
No, I would get the premium. I'd be disappointed if they returned the card and only got regular. Okay? I'd say, what are you doing? God. Why didn't you get the premium?
Hey, man, gas cards for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
CK Group. Yeah. It's going to have the little CK Group on the card itself.
It's filling up right now. My card is like, ching, 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 ching. Talking about that, I'm going to check my app right now. It is a little bit nerve-wracking because obviously we're doing a show here. And
is it hard to think? Because you got somebody who's got that gas card and they might be like, hey, it's like Costco, just get in line.
Nah, you know what? It's not because
just
the
playing,
company that I'm with, they're a good service, so
Yeah.
they won't charge me on that. And thanks to Amex.
Oh,
Yeah.
Amex is behind this.
Amex.
Amex.
Yeah, it's Amex.
Amex.
Yeah, American Express. I'm balling. I'm balling.
Yeah.
American Express. Oh man. What else? Oh, the other day, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I posted a video on a home that was $1,850,000
Yeah.
for a client. All right. And 2 days later, I think they had like 4 offers, and I called up the agent to see what did it sell. It went over list price, way over list price.
Mm-hmm.
And the day I went over there to do a video, right? It was an open house.
Yeah.
It literally had probably like, I would say, at least 4 to 6 different couples in there looking at homes.
Yeah.
It was so busy, I could not believe it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's like it's funny because you go to these new home tracks and everybody's like, "Oh, it's Chuck." You're like a celebrity when you show up.
Oh yeah. Or like, get that fool.
Chuck, I
Get
saw
him.
your last video, man. You're great.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. A lot of support out there.
Oh yeah.
And I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. Let's answer some of these questions here. Obviously, we know the market is hot all over the place. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Also, real quick, one quick announcement. We got a new property that's coming up on the market at the Ridges or in the Ridges. It's about 6,000 square feet, and this is a modern
That's
home.
it?
6,000 square feet.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that's it. So we're probably going to be starting the asking price at $3 million. So here's the thing: I'm not going to post it on the MLS just yet. We're going to pre-market it with my client. He's aware of it. So again, this is where we talk about pocket listings. All right.
Yeah.
So if you guys want a list of pocket listings, right, properties before it hits the market, what you need to do is go to lvhomeexperts.com, and there's a section where you can actually, right, talk to our receptionist or our online receptionist, let's clarify that, and just say, Chuck, I want some pocket listings. Send me your list. Then what we will do is put you on the list, and every time we get new pocket listings, you will be the first to get an email. That's the best way to do it.
That's good. $3 million, huh?
$3 million.
Sellers obviously not going to take. They're not going to pay any seller closing costs, right?
I ain't paying nothing. Oh man, dude, $3 million.
You're not going to pay buyer's closing costs on
Look
that.
at that, dude. Imagine double ending on. What was that $3 million? That's $6 million. That's 180
know.
G's, dude.
Oh wow, that's like what do they call it? That show that goes on?
What?
That realtor, $1 million realtor
$1 million listing.
listing. There it is.
$1 million realtor.
I don't know what it is.
Do they have
I
a
don't even watch it.
$1,000 listing? That would be me. $1,000 listings.
I mean, still though,
Yeah.
man, that's a big payday.
I know, dude. Imagine that kind of money, dude. That's a life changer.
Yeah.
But everything's so expensive now.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
No, it is.
Damn.
It is.
Like these houses are getting so expensive.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's you look at this market, man, and don't see it stopping. You know, I would
That's
hope.
what I'm afraid
I would
of.
hope it would slow down a little
It's
bit.
not even slowing down.
Because I think it's gotta take a break. Like something's gotta breathe here, right? It's like take a step back. But man, it's just everybody's thinking they're missing out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's driving it. It's the low supply, high demand, and everybody's missing out.
And
so
consumer confidence.
they're willing to do whatever they need to do to get into a house.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, they're going to, great lengths
Yeah.
to get what's necessary. Sometimes people don't even have all the assets and they're figuring out how to get the assets.
You know what? Let's take a look at what's going on the MLS today. Let's go ahead and let's hit the search. And what we're going to do is...
I like that third person right there.
Oh, dang it. Wrong one. Sorry. My bad.
I just waved over there
Yeah,
to
it's
him.
just like,
real quick.
hey, what's going on, baby? All right, so for the last 7 days, we're going to do the single-family residence. And let's go to the map view real quick. We're going to go ahead and zoom out. Okay. Take a look at the whole Las Vegas Valley here. And we're going to also include Boulder City. Okay, let's include Boulder City. Oh, you know what? I don't even know why I'm doing this one right here. Give me just a second, folks. Here we go. So, within the last 7 days, we sold 793 properties at this time. And this is just for detached single-family residents only. Now, let's take a look. The highest price home that was actually sold was $87,000. I'm just kidding. $5 million. Oh, that must be nice. 110 days on the market. Look at this. $4.7 million within 11 days. Another
That's
one
crazy.
at $2.4 million within 10 days. Wow, things are moving along. So what we're going to do is we're going to check all here. And then we're going to go to the data. Let's take a look at the data. See, here we go. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Okay, so the median price point for 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, that is 1,942 square feet. The average list price, oh my God, $375,000. The closing, $382,500. Dan, last time we talked was $365,000.
That's right there at FHA.
Oh my gosh. No, the medium that actually had sold. Look at the average right now.
Yeah, I know.
480. Look at this. 382. That's the median.
That's crazy, man. Isn't that crazy though?
Dan,
I mean, you go back.
I think
like
it was 2 weeks ago we did this. It was 365.
Well, I was talking to Joey. He's got a new home. He hasn't even stepped one foot in there. It's not even done. He's got $51,000 equity. It's not even done.
I'm like so jealous of him right now. Like, man, I always talk about this. And I did this video, right, about my house. And I always complained about this with Dan. The house next door, I should have bought it for $260,000. And that thing is worth probably like $340,000, $330,000 or something like that. And all you had to do was just buy it, right? And just hold on to it.
Yeah.
Are we getting that greedy? Selfish?
I think you had a different goal when we talked about
yeah,
this.
I know.
You know, like
I love the fact that you talked me down.
Well, I think it's the big
that.
picture, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. But you always got to remind me of that.
It is the big picture, man.
That's why I like Dan. He always cheers me up.
But I mean, you're well on your way to get what you need. You know what I mean? That home,
Yeah.
you could probably get it right now, that unit building, but it's just not ready yet.
Well, no, the math just does not make sense.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just getting too greedy. Like, it's like, why do I want a 3-4% cap rate when I'm so like?
Well,
used to
you know,
looking
like
at
you don't want to
10.
panic buy either.
Exactly, and that's
the
thing.
You got to strategically do this. If it's not going to make sense and you're not getting what you want, just like these people are panic selling and panic buying.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say selling; they're just trying to get what they want. But people are panic buying right now. The feeling of missing out.
Yeah.
And I think that's where everybody's at mentally, and so it's tough. I mean, you know, that's why these people are willing to come in, and I mean, I get it. Mm-hmm. They sell homes. They come in with a lot of money from the home that they sold, or maybe they have a good business and they just saved up the money.
Now, there's another thing that I want to take a look at. Okay, so we talked about this, right? $385,000, correct?
Yep.
So this is what I want you guys to do. So let's do some research here. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is go to lvhomeexperts.com, which is, I don't know how to spell it. Okay, here you go. lvhomeexperts.com. We're going to go to the search. Let's do Clark County at this time. Single family residence. We know that the average is about, or the medium is about 385. So we're going to start over here. Come over here. 350 to about 400. We'll make it easy. Okay. And a minimum of 3 bedrooms. Okay. And let's talk about square footage. Where is the square footage on here, Danny? Oh, we don't have a square footage. You know what? We need to add a square footage. What?
Yeah. Is it because of the pictures in the way, right? Do you have to move it?
Oh, no. Basically, I got to go down to options, but we don't need to do all that. But I just want to see at this price point. Take a look here now, okay? There's only 200 properties currently on the market. Let's go ahead and click this, okay?
At what price point?
Between 350 to 400, because remember, the medium is at 385.
Well, I think too, though, man, and we talk about this, and I'm going to, June 1st, everybody's going to be back out doing their thing. Mm-hmm. You know, we're talking about this now in the middle of, or end of April.
Yeah.
So when you look at this whole thing, I really feel that these houses are going to start to, open up when people have the ability. It's like we talk about the velocity of money. We talk about consumer confidence.
Yeah.
People have to have confidence that they can find another place to go or buy.
Yeah.
And I do feel that when people are fully back to work, you got 4.5% they're trying to be at for unemployment across the country.
Yeah.
People, when they start to see this stuff, consumer confidence starts to get instilled. People start to see that there is places out there to rent. They're back to work. The employment's going to start this train. So I feel that maybe not now, but maybe later third quarter.
Yeah.
We're going to start to see a little bit more. I think a little bit more homes on the market.
I would have to disagree with you.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think it's about people being back to work and then finding, because the real reason why these homes are where they're at is some people are making more money staying unemployed, getting unemployment.
But unemployment ain't selling homes.
But that's not what I'm saying. When you have unemployment and they're making more money, they're staying in the house that they're in.
Yeah.
When they're back to work and they have now everything going, and then you say the economy's back and everything's starting to flow, we need people to have the confidence to leave their current home, either by selling it, which some are, or let's say that they're in that price point. Where do they go, right? And if they have a place to go where they can upsize or downsize into another home, maybe people are starting to rent, right? The mindset is people have to start to feel that it's okay to try to move. It's okay. I feel everybody's kind of staying put just to see how everything turns out. And I think that's a contribution of why we see what's going on today. I mean, look, there's low inventory, but I think that's a big part of it. The moratorium and just the effects of it and then not working. So I think as these things start to kind of unfold and start to open up a little bit, it's going to cause a chain reaction where people are going to start to want to move from where they're at. Hopefully it softens the market up. And then if they keep rates higher or a little bit higher, I mean, the Fed is controlling inflation, as they do the Fed. I'm just telling you. But I do feel that's going to happen. Do you like that? Where did you get that sound effect? How long did you search for that sound effect?
I don't know. It's been a while.
But don't you feel that that's going to help that? Because you said there's 200 homes in the market. It just seems very low.
No, there's only 200 from the price point of the 350 to the
That's
400.
very low because that's the starting price, medium. So it's tough because, I mean, 200, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's not, because here's the thing. I have a client right now. Well, we have a client that's searching maxed out at 450. And when you start breaking down the locations, one of the first things that she said to me, she's like, oh my God, there's really not that much. Like, yeah, there's not that much. And what happens is people are starting to get afraid of, like panic. It's like panic buying, like you just said. And I believe that's so true because 2 weeks ago we were at 365 and now we're at 385. That's like...
And explain, because we talk about comps and we talk about what drives the market. Well, how does values in that area go up so fast?
Consumer confidence, right? Supply and demand, right?
And if enough enough homes in the area are sold and they keep going up, similar square footages or amenities.
It comes down to location.
Well, it's just area. Like, so, when you look at something, if there's enough homes in that area, in that, what is it? I think it's a 3-mile radius.
Yeah.
Drives that market up, that area, that zip code. So obviously there's a lot of people out there willing to go way above. Yeah. Now, what do you think the percentage is for people out of state buying? I'm not just talking about California. We all know California and Hawaii's big.
I can tell you from my experience, from our clients, from our database, probably about 95% of my clients are all from out of state.
That tells you right there.
Yeah.
If you're somebody that's living here in Las Vegas, you have no shot today. I really don't feel like that.
Whoa. Earlier.
Let me explain.
What happened to the positive?
No.
Positive.
Because if you got people coming from out of state and you're saying it's 95%, they're coming here to have to move here. If you're already living here, you already have a place here. Yeah. So they're coming here going, look, I got to do whatever it takes. Now you're up against somebody else that's got maybe money coming from a house they sold or something.
And they got cash.
So now you're really up against the wall if you're somebody here.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's tough. I'm not saying you can't get a home as an FHA buyer. I'm just saying if you're living here. It's going to be
harder.
Living here is tough.
It is.
Compared to trying to compete with others outside. If you're saying 95% of your buyers are out of state.
Yeah.
That's a tough position to be in.
And the other thing is that our population had grown from like 2.6 to about 3.1 million.
Wow.
That is a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, but how many is leaving? Do you know?
That I didn't do a research on that.
Because I'm starting to see that there's a lot of people moving here, but there's also people willing to step outside of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Go to places like Texas and Arizona. Other places that may have more bang for their buck.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the good news is at least there are some properties out there for, the median price point of $385,000. But I mean, let's take a look at what you can actually get in today's market. So let's take a look at this one because I find this one a little bit interesting. Okay. This is a just listed property right here. It is $400,000. It is 2,403 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Let's take a look at this. Just listed. Okay. So, I mean, this is not that bad, right? Let's take a look at some of these pictures here. Now, I'm not going to click on the link. I mean, on the pictures, just do the fact if I click on the pictures, it will ask me for my email address and all that stuff. But I just wanted to see what this thing looks like. Not bad, though, right?
No.
For 400. Let's see what else. They got another one here. I mean, these are some pretty nice properties for the price. But the sad thing about it is you're probably going to pay $15,000 starting above whatever.
Wait a second. Last week it was like 5.
No, I'm telling you,
at this price point, you're going to be at 15 above.
That is correct.
Man, that's
some properties
crazy.
are even going to be even higher, dude.
Well, I think if the appreciation meets the demand, right? Well, if it keeps going, but still, what if you don't have the money?
Mm-hmm.
What if you're trying to buy? So does that mean you got?
That's why I'm saying it's such a very hard market. I mean, I literally barely got one in the other day, where we didn't have to compete against anybody. But I knew somebody that knew somebody, and basically before they had put the property in the market, I said, "Hey, look, I got a client. I need this one.
Yeah,
I need you to do me a solid."
So you think about it. You're somebody out there that's buying at $400,000, and you got to go 15 above. Let's say you have just enough money, closing costs, appraisal, home inspection, everything, and you're like, "Oh, wait, I only have enough to buy at 400."
Yeah.
Does that mean now instead of that you have to say, "Well, now I got to drop to 350 because now I got to account for the fact that I got to be at 15 above."
Well, it's not even.
So you're losing your
because,
purchasing power by doing that.
Well, you can't even factor that in. Just do the fact that where are you going to come up with the money? It's not like you can.
Well, because if you think about it, if you're putting 5% down, okay, well, 5% at 400,000 is a lot more than 5% at 350.
Well, it's only what 5% is 400. That's 20 grand.
Right.
But at 350, that's only $2,500.
What I'm saying is you're losing your purchasing.
I understand
pressure.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
What you're trying to do is start off at a lower price, but come in at $2,500.
Yeah, you're
more.
losing the amount of home you can buy, basically.
But that doesn't mean anything because what you're trying to do is start off your price at $350, but then now you only got to come in with what is that like $17,500, but now you have an additional $2,500. But $2,500 is not going to cut it if you took that money and apply it towards.
Well, I'm just saying at some point you have to factor in the fact of if I'm going to be at this 350 to whatever. Do we say, well, where are you going to get the money from? Can you get it a gift?
You still need the money regardless,
right.
Even though that you go down.
So let's say you have no options. So do you tell these people, like, you know what? I'll just tell you the truth. It's either this or you drop your purchase price to come in with that money, whatever it is.
How do you come in with that money? That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Well, think about it. If you
need cash.
Right. If you have a $200,000 home.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you put down, I don't know, 5%, right?
Okay, so what is that? $10,000.
So yeah, exactly. So to even put an offer in now, you're looking at a $200,000 home because you still have to have that $10,000 on reserve in case you need to go above price. So is that kind of what you're saying, or is that
no? What I'm saying is, whatever your purchase price is, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you're approved for, you can stay at that approval price. It doesn't matter if you're approved for 400, 350. Let's say if you're approved for 400. Don't think that you can start looking at homes at 350 and submit a higher offer, because what's happening now is even though that you submit a higher offer, that doesn't mean nothing to the seller because you're going to get countered back and saying that you're going to waive your appraisal. So no matter how you look at it, right, you're going to have to pay above appraisal. So you have to have that extra money coming in now.
Right. So what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to go and be argumentative.
No, it's okay. I want you to be.
But I'm going to tell you, the down payment lowers so that way you can account for the extra money. So
yeah,
that's
but
what I'm
the
trying to tell
extra
you.
money will break it down. If it's 5% of 200,000 is 10 grand. I understand that. We're gonna make it simple.
Right.
Okay. So if it is if it's $200,000 on a home.
Right.
Right. That's $10,000 down.
Right.
But then you tell the buyer, hey, go look for $100,000 home. Let's say if we found a $100,000 home, that's only $5,000 to put down.
Yeah, but I'm saying from 400 to 200.
Okay. Again, we're making an example here.
Right.
If you went from 400 to 200, it's the same scenario.
Right.
We're doing the easy math for people. You said 200,000, so we're going to break it off to 200,000.
Okay.
If you're only approved for 200,000, let's do the math here. Okay. That's $10,000 coming out of your pocket to get the deal done. But obviously you're getting beat out, right?
Right.
So you say, hey, Chuck, go find a $100,000 home. So that way you only have to put $5,000 down.
And take the 5 and put it above.
Then you put the 5 above, right? So that means I would find a $100,000 home. I put $5,000 down to obtain the loan, but then I have an extra $5,000 to say, hey, Mr. Seller, I'm going to give you $5,000 above the appraisal price of $100,000. What I'm saying is, in today's market, $5,000 ain't going to cut it.
No, but what I'm saying, people are losing their purchasing power if they have to do that and they have no other resources. Because if you're saying that they're coming in with 10,000, they have to come in 10 or 15 above.
Obviously,
that
they're going
needs
to
be
lose
a consideration.
Obviously, they're going to lose their purchasing power. But what I'm explaining to you in today's market, you can't go in that mindset. Hey, I'm just going to drop the purchase price.
But I think that if you're saying that, right, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, what is the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario is I got to drop my purchase price by a couple $100,000.
All I'm saying is by you dropping it to have more money to come down to pay over the above appraisal, that makes no sense, because the problem is that people are coming in above the appraisal value for a lot more money.
Yeah.
Now, if it was only like $2,000, then yes, that would make sense. But when they're coming in at a minimum of 15 grand, right? By you losing the purchasing power of your home, right? It doesn't make any sense at that point. You shouldn't even buy a home. What you should do is, if you're at 450, find out what's at 450 and save a little bit more money. That's just the bottom line.
If you look at this time next year.
Yes. I hope it crashes.
Where do you think prices are going to be at the median price point? I'm curious.
This time next year?
Yes.
Okay. So, we're doing predictions. That's a little bit too far out for me.
Well, hey, listen, because
that's too far out for me. I can tell you in the 6 months where we could be.
We have data that shows in the past of how this has flowed. And I'm telling you, you go back last year, this thing has accelerated tremendously.
I'm going to tell you, this year alone, we're going to be above 15%. I'm calling it right now.
So where do you think the average median price? You said it's 382.
I'm gonna say, look, we're probably gonna be above 420 for the median, dude. This is getting ridiculous.
So if you're on a 5-year plan, now
you're gonna have like 10 co-signers. Everybody's borrowing money.
We'll be at 850 median price point in the year 2027.
So I guess the question here is, look, I mean, we're talking about what's going on, but the main thing is this. If you are in this situation as a consumer, what is it you can do? Right? That's the main thing here. That's the question that you need to ask yourself. And this is where we go back. Number one, you got to work with the right agent.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You got to work with somebody that's aggressive, right? You have to have a lender that's going to help you, right? Because here's the thing. There's only certain lenders out there right now that's going to help you. If you're a work in progress, they probably won't even mess with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, the more money that you can come in, the better it is. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Okay. Now, the other thing is that down payment assistance program. If you can actually qualify for the down payment assistance program, that's actually paying for your down payment, and now you can use that extra money, right?
Oh, yeah.
Use that extra money as leverage where you can put that above the appraised value.
That's what I'm thinking.
That will also help too as well. But you got to work with...
hey, but I want to say something about that DPA. That's down payment assistance. It's a good program if you need it.
Yeah.
There's some things behind the scenes that we need to have a conversation
Yeah,
about.
can I use it?
Yeah.
I can?
No.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Is that a trick question?
No.
Come on,
hey,
man.
I make this much money. Can I get it too?
Hey, listen, it's a great program.
Look, guys.
But only if you need it. Like you're paying for it. I mean, it's not.
Didn't you tell me a story once where the guy was making a bunch of money, and we asked
you know
for
what?
down payment assistance?
Here's my thing.
That's messed up, man.
No, but here's my thing. Like, it's meant for people, and you know what? You know, you can't like talk down to people for trying it. But there is.
It's not about talking down. It's come on, guys. There's
a point where they have to draw a line. And I think that's it. You know, you're making $130,000, $140,000 a year, and you're asking for down payment assistance.
It doesn't hurt to ask, though.
That's what I'm saying.
And the reason why is because each state could be a little bit different.
I get it, and that's what I'm trying to say. You know, hey, what are my options?
Yeah.
But they also draw a line in the sand, if you want to call it, where you can't go too far, right? Yeah. It's like, come on, guys, you make $140,000 a year combined.
Yeah. And
you can't put 20 down on a $400,000 home.
What is the minimum requirements? Just throw some of these.
For what?
Out. For down payment assistance.
Well, I mean, there's so many different variables to it. I mean,
just give us a few.
Well, some of them are income restricted.
Okay.
Some of them are zip code restricted.
Like $500,000 a year?
No, not at all. But some, a lot of them, they have these things where you have to be stuck in it for so many years.
Yeah.
Okay. If you try to decide to get out of it, then you
got to pay a penalty.
Well, you pay part of that back. Yeah. You pay whatever's left over back. There's nothing
Interest
free.
rates are a little bit higher.
They are.
I don't like the restricted zip codes, because when you start getting restricted zip codes, now that really minimizes what's available. That's not cool, man.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
If you need it, go get it.
Yeah.
But in this market, when's the last time you had somebody with a down payment assistance get an offer accepted?
When we bought a home for your sister?
Right.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, man, guys, during this time period, we crushed it. I think
that was 5 years ago?
Yeah. We got the down payment assistant, and this is the time when you can actually ask for closing costs. I think your sister literally came out was like a home inspection fee, and that was pretty much it.
And you know what's so weird?
And it was like $400 bucks.
She didn't even know how you structured it. She just like, this is what I got to come out of pocket with. And she's like, wow, this
talking about hitting it out of the park.
But everybody was doing it at that point.
No, dude.
Dude, it wasn't just, it was like.
Well, you had to structure it correctly. I mean, just because those programs were out there, it didn't mean that you could have got it done.
You got to fit the mold or the criteria of that cookie cutter family mode or somebody out there. And if you meet all the checkpoints, again, case by case, though, the market, sellers willing to pay. Hey, you know what? We got tons of homes on the market.
Yeah.
Please pick me. I'll give you $10,000 in closing costs. Yeah. Pick my house. It's different now.
You know what? I've been talking about me for the past 45 minutes, and now this is the segment where we get into the financing with Dan, the guru. What do we got?
We got some news coming out. They got Biden's going to talk about this tax thing here tonight. If they're going to increase taxes, they're going to kind of implement what's happening, and does it make sense for the economy to have this go into effect? I always say, taxes aren't going to be good for any economy. But they're struggling with inflation, right? And they're trying to keep that tame. And, it's an opposite effect of what they're doing right now, where the way you control that is by raising rates and money circulation. And right now, keeping rates low, going to continue to do that. You got Powell that came out today, Fed's fund meeting, and he said it's going to be the same as it always has been. They're going to keep spending dollars as far as buying into bonds. When they ask you, well, if the economy's doing so well, why are you still doing that? Not really a good answer for anything, right? So they still struggle with inflation. They're still trying to hit that 2% mark, but they're also trying to make it where the economy recovers, and it's a really hard balancing act. Rates are still hovering threes. They're still, you got 15 years out there for mid twos, 2.5%. But, when you look at the economy as a whole, we're still trying to get back. I think, at the end of the year, you're going to see a big difference. Unemployment's going to be less for the numbers that they record. But overall, like I said, there's nothing that's going to change. They didn't change the benchmark rate. They didn't change anything. They can't yet. There's not enough data. There's not enough information where they can change it. So what do I see happening? Prices of homes are going to still go up. Rates are going to stay relatively the same. I can't see them going above 3.5 if they do start to creep up. I don't think the economy can sustain that at this point, And so there's not much difference.
What was your last lock-in rate?
My last lock-in rate was 3%. But that's recently because rates started to subtly come down.
Yeah.
But I've locked people in at 3 1/8, 3 1/4 based upon credit score. I mean, obviously, if you have credit,
why is that so high?
Well, it's a misconception too.
Oh my God, that's so high.
You're absolutely right.
Oh man, what? Are you serious?
Historically, we're still very, very, very low. I get it though. You know, if you're getting spoon-fed something for a period of time and you're used to that flavor, why?
Sherbert.
Yeah. Why do you want to change it?
Yeah.
So, again, it's just we're not seeing too much either direction. It's more of they're collecting data, they're looking at this tax bill, they're looking at the inflation report, they're looking at just a lot of information going on. But you know, they have this thing where when they raise rates, typically that regresses people. They start saving money less. They can't buy as much, consumers, and so they're trying to stimulate the economy right now.
Yeah.
So the last thing they want to do is have rates go up, mortgage rates. And really, they don't want people saving money. They want that velocity of money we talked about just continuing to go. And they're seeing numbers of it. And so I think this is the plan until the foreseeable future. I don't.
How are you doing on your refinancing?
I'm doing great. I think a lot of people still look at the idea that where's the options for refinancing? And it's cash out. Now people are looking at it going, well, if I'm staying in my home and the houses are so high, I'll just pull money out and put money back into my home, try to bring up the value that way.
Is that what they're doing, or are they paying off their credit cards?
And they're paying off debt.
Okay.
Repositioning. But, you know, you got to look at it like where people are not moving. They're looking for ways to where they can say, well, I'm kind of stuck or I'm in this position for the time being.
Yeah.
What do I do? Cash out refi.
So are you doing more cash out refinancing, or are you doing more of the buying side right now?
I would say it's a good steady blend, and it's not all cash out, but I do see that there's a lot of people that are interested in it. You know, I just did one right now where a guy's got a lot of equity. You know, these prices going up. People are like, well, why would I want to do anything else other than just pull money out? I'm not going to go buy another house, and I got to pay for the same house another $150,000. So they just pull the money out and they put the money back in there. Or they reposition or they pivot, and maybe they want to buy a car or something for their family member or something. So
on the refinancing sector, are they pulling more money out, or are they just refinancing just for a lower payment?
Well, there's still a lot of rate and terms out there, but I think when you get rates even subtly go up, which they have, people pull back a little bit. We can't lie. I mean, refinance applications are down. Yeah, you know. And funny about that is you look at the housing starts.
Do you feel like we went through the whole cycle already where a lot of people have already refinanced their home? No. Is that what you're saying?
I think that there's cycles to this. Yeah. And I think that whatever news is out there, negative or positive, people take that. And that's how the emotions of consumer confidence rolls out. You look at situations where rates go up. What is that natural thing going to do for people that look into refinance? Oh, wait, let me hold back. Let me see. Now, it could have the other effect where it pushes people into the market, but we go by data, and data show this year refinance applications are down, you know? Okay. And so that tells us that, even though that rates went up, there's some people out there that are like, well, I want to get mine before it actually goes up too high. Maybe they think rates aren't going to go too much up, and I don't think so either. But a lot of people, regress or pull back because they want to see, well, how far is this going to go? And maybe rates will come back down again, right? Maybe they're going to get back down to the mid twos or the high twos. So that's what happens.
So if somebody's sitting out there on the fence thinking about refinancing, what would your advice be to them? When should they refinance? Like, how do they know?
Well, I think everybody's different. I mean, everybody's got a different scenario, what's going on in their life, you know? For me, I think you have to look at what is the savings. Does it make sense if I've been in my loan for 7 years, unless I'm doing a 15-year refinance, why would I go back and start over? Well, you know, and it's because you're starting the interest back over. Now, if you're somebody out there that's on a limited income, you're somebody like elderly, maybe you can reduce your payment by $300. Well, you know what? I mean, I hate to say it. Maybe you don't think you have a lot of years left. Yeah. Maybe that $300 a month savings is going to be huge.
So basically, they're probably going to croak.
Well, I wouldn't say croak, man, but people are in different stages in their life, you know. And I think they make decisions based upon, well, is this going to be my end-all home? Yeah. Is this my stepping stone home? Is this my forever all home? Like wherever they're at makes sense for what they're doing. And I think everybody's got a different agenda.
So the refinancing, what you're saying, there's two parts to this. You have to take a look at how long, right, have you already had the loan?
Yeah.
And what you're going to do as far as repositioning, if you're going to keep the home or not. And it looks like the second thing that you really look at is the payment, right? If it makes sense. Even though that sometimes you've been in the home more than 7 years, let's say, but financially it makes more sense just to start it all over, but to have a lower payment where you're going to save more money, correct?
Yeah, it's, for instance, there's always that barometer. Like, Dan, where does that starting point happen? If you're going to save a full point, you definitely want to take a look at that. If you're going to save a half a point and you got to go and start over and then you got to pay these fees, that might not make sense.
How much does something like that cost for refinancing a home?
That's a good question. I mean, look, a lot of these refis...
Free 99?
No. The natural equity in these properties are paying for all these refis.
Okay.
So are you still paying for it as a consumer? Absolutely. Because if you sold your home, you would be able to get that same equity out if you sold your house. Now, the good thing, though, is it's not coming out of people's pocket for the most part. In some cases, there's no appraisal. It's a very streamlined process. So I don't know. I think because of it's an easy process. And we all know that as lending goes and as things are going out and rolling out, rates getting better, people having confidence. And obviously there's a lot of factors that come into when you refinance. Yeah. Sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't. And it's just, maybe you talk to a lender or you talk to me or anybody and just say, look, let's look at the pros and the cons. Yeah. Here's the pros. Your rate, this is your rate. This is your lower payment. This is what you can remove. For instance, if I had somebody I did a cash out refi and they're like, well, my payment only went down so much money. Well, but also you've paid off 7 accounts and now you freed up $800 in monthly obligations of just, your minimum payments on all these credit cards and these loans that you got. So you have to really look at the pros and the cons. I mean, I wouldn't say everybody out there go get a refinance. It has to make sense. Like you got to have a reason and a purpose.
What else do you have for
Not
financing
much.
news?
That's pretty much it, man. I mean, I was watching the news today. You got housing starts in March were up, but obviously the home sales are down, and we know why, because there's a high demand for homes. There's just not enough homes on the market, and they're talking about, well, builders are going to pass this 400% or whatever it is. I think the cost of lumber went from $300 to $1,400. And they're saying, well, are they going to pass it to the consumer? I don't know. I mean, do you think the builders will pass that to the consumer for the overall? Of course. You think they're just going to say, you know what? Because we're gouged this much.
Yeah. I just spoke to a superintendent today, and they were buying lumber at $250 per 2x4. Now it's like $950. Right. Yeah. And what they're doing now, and this is what I was told, is that they are no longer releasing any homes for sale until they actually get caught up. Like they're so far behind.
Well, that's the other thing. We talked about
why they're also doing that. Yeah. That also forces the appreciation up too as well dramatically because of inventory, supply and demand. So that helps them out.
I think too, you look at skilled labor, and I talked about this. Yeah. The other day on my own thing, the skilled labor is not there. When we started in the 1990s and heading into the mid 2000s, they were humming. I mean, they had everybody that was a builder had all the contractors and pieces in place. You're trying to recover from a pandemic where the whole economy was shut down. People were on furlough. Do we have the same skilled laborers back to work to meet the demand of these homes that are there, including the cost of the materials? And I think there's a considering factor in that. Yeah.
Cool. You got anything else?
No, man. I'm good.
That's it?
That's it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Going once. Going twice. And that's it, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to the LV Home Experts Radio Show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys have any questions regarding financing, I want you guys to visit lbhomeexperts.com, click the financing button, and also hit that, the apply now button, right? Yeah. Because look, when you buy a home, you got to start somewhere, right? It's just like building a home.
When you need a loan, pick up the phone and dial.
What's the jingle? Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.